All right. It's Thursday. It's abs day, plank day, all the fun things. Welcome. That slightly so I am not headless again. The angle is always, there we go. I have a head. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Let's take a stretch up. Just lengthen our bodies. Take a little bend. Lengthen up. Down. We're going to roll down to a forward bend, one vertebrae at a time. So starting with our neck, rounding the upper back, middle back, lower back. And then we're going to let ourselves hang. And we're going to roll up again, lower back, middle back, and upper back. Awesome. We're going to take our arms out, lift one up, and bend to the side. If you feel like you need some support, you can grab that thigh, or you can not. We're going to take our foot and turn it to the front, and then we're going to take a flat back over that leg. So we're trying to keep our back flat, not arched, not rounded. So theoretically, we could balance a drink on it, and that could be a heated table. And we're going to lower down and stretch toward that leg. Then we're going to back center and roll up. One more, just get some mobility. Take the arm up, bend over to the side. This feels so good. Hopefully you guys are loving the stretch. Pivot that foot, turn to face it, and come to a flat back. Drop down, grab that ankle or the thigh, not the thigh, the calf, and bend towards it. And come center. And roll up. All right, we are going to walk out into a plank and then do some stuff on our plank. So come to the back edge of your mat. This time we're going to take a flat back before we come down to our forward bend, just for a change of pace. So take those arms up and out. We're going to hinge at the hips, keeping that back flat, having that moment of table, then lower and find yourself hanging. Now we're going to walk our hands out. So we can have a little bend in the knee. The goal is to move straight in one direction and not to compensate by moving side to side. Use that core to hold you as you walk the hands out into a plank. Awesome. So here we are in our plank. We're first going to just hold it and breathe for 8. I'm just scratching. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to add some movement. We're going to take one leg to the side and stretch. My hand is out, my foot is outside of my hand. We're going to take it back and do the other side. Bring the other one up. And let's speed it up a little bit now. As you speed it up, you're going to feel the core really engaged as you move through this. Great job. If you want to make it more intense, you can jump between them, but totally not required. You can totally keep it as a step. You do you, whatever is a good challenge for you. Keep breathing. We're going to do 8 more of these switches. This is 4, 3, 2, and 1. You should probably feel your abs going now. So let's take ourselves down to our knees. Sit up for a moment. And just take a 2-second siesta. Awesome, awesome job. We're gonna come back to that position and get a little bit more of the heart pumping, even though it's abs, and we're just some mountain climbers, so that it engages the core. So we're gonna come back to our plank. And again, modification here, if doing the mountain climbers is too much, you take them as just knees forward. Awesome, so we're gonna do that for 30 seconds. Let me just grab my handy dandy timer. And here we go. 30 seconds. We've got either mountain climbers or the steps. So either way, we're climbing the mountain, whether we're kind of running or walking. You're at almost 15 seconds, so you're halfway through whatever you're doing. Just showing both types. 10 more seconds. 2, and rest. Awesome, awesome job. Let's take a little break from planks. We may come back and do some side planks, but let's give ourselves a little bit of a rest and come onto our backs. First thing we're gonna do is take our legs to tabletop. Take our arms above our heads, keeping those shoulders down into the mat, and that lumbar spine neutral, your lower spine, right with your sacrum. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one leg out and then the other leg out while we move our arms towards the back. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna do that for 30 seconds. Goal here is the opposition creates more like a counterbalance that you're holding your abs steady for. So let's do that for 30 seconds today. Here we go. Oops, okay. Feel free to do this at your own speed. What I'm doing is a little slow for you, or a little fast for you. I'd say much faster than this might be too frenetic, but you could definitely slow it down. That feels better. Keep going. We've got about 7 seconds left. Let's do our last 2 and our last 1. Pull the hands in, legs in to our chest. We'll take a second and just give ourselves a little bit of a roll on the back, which was quite nice. And now we're gonna do some crunches, various crunch related things. So, we're gonna start with my fave, the penguin. So we're gonna lift ourselves up, arms are out to the sides. This is really gonna get the lateral stuff working. So you're gonna like bend one hand down almost towards your feet and then the other one, hence the penguin, because if I was standing up, I'd be like waddling. So that is the move. So let's all do that together. You can make this more challenging if you don't want to keep the legs on the ground by being in tabletop. So that's another option, depending on where you feel good today. So we're coming towards the side and down and then back to the center. So make sure you get that full range of motion. Keep breathing. The penguin you've embodied is depending on you to keep waddling. Great work. We're gonna do this for 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it on down. Great job. I'm obsessed with that exercise. Cool. Great work. We're going to take our legs up now, keep our head down, bring them up to the above you towards the ceiling, and we're going to lower and raise them with control to the front first, and then we'll add some lateral movement to the side. So keep the hands down to support. You could grab onto the mat to encourage you not to lift, but you don't have to. And we're just going to lower and raise. Lower as far as you can control. So if this like happens and then you kind of can't control it, then that means you're going too far. You want to only go as far as you can support with control, utilizing your abdominals. Great job. If it's hard, you can also bend the legs a little bit. That makes the lever shorter, and so there's like a little bit of a modification there. Or as I said, you can go less far, wherever you're feeling a challenge. Let's do 4 more. Then we're gonna do the side to side one. Or I should say diagonal to diagonal. This is 1. So now we're gonna move down diagonally and come back up. So you may not go very far. I'm keeping both my hips on the ground and just lowering the legs and raising. But by not going straight front and by going side to side, we are engaging different muscles. Great work. Keep breathing. You got it. We're gonna do 8 more. Now we're down to 6. This is 4. This is 3, 2, and 1. Hold the legs in, pull them in, and give yourself a moment of rest moment. Awesome, awesome job. Take the legs down. Let's just give ourselves a nice lengthening moment. In terms of the pelvis, I'm just gonna push up to the heels and take a quick glute bridge. Hold and squeeze at the top and lower. Let's do that one more time. Press through the heels, engage those glutes at the top. And lower. Come up one more time. Now we're gonna do our zombie, monster, Godzilla, something or other walks. So we're gonna keep our hips level and up while we lift one leg and lower it, and then the other. And I'm hinging at the hip. I'm not really changing the bend of the knee while trying to stay elevated so I don't drop and strong. Great work. Pay attention that you're not dropping a hip, that you're keeping those hips in line. That was my little demo of what to be conscious of trying to fix if you find that happening. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Press through those heels nice and high one more time. And we're gonna pulse down and up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down and lower to the floor. Great, great work. All right. We're gonna come onto our side. And we're gonna kind of bend into like a bit of sort of a mini L, but so not quite straight. What we're gonna do is we're gonna push up on our arm while we lift our legs and then come back down. So we've got one arm that sort of slides and one arm that reaches as we pivot towards the legs and come down. You may end up bringing your yoga mat with you a little bit. That's okay. Lift up and come down. So again, we're lifting both sides and then pivoting to reach. Great work. Keep it going. I need to like glue my mat to the ground so it doesn't come with me on this one. But that's not gonna happen. I'm not gluing my mat. Let's do 3, 4 more. And then we'll switch sides. Last 2. And last 1. Woo, take a second and rest. Flip over, you guys can just roll over if you want. And we'll do the other side. Cool, here we go. Find yourself down on the mat. Legs out. And again, you're gonna lift your torso, twist towards that foot. So you're kind of balancing on your hip, and you're gonna lower. Lift the torso, and lower. Great work. Keep it going. Keep breathing. We're gonna do 8 more, and then we're gonna do a little bit of side plank stuff. So that is our next item on the workout menu of today. So 4 more, almost there. Last 2. And last 1. Awesome. We're gonna come up. Woo! And we're going to come into a side plank. It's totally up to you if you'd like to be on your elbow or on your hand. And if you'd like to do a very short plank, a longer plank, a longer supported plank, or a non-supported long plank. So pick any level that works for you. So I'm gonna go with, what's it called? Forearm today. But again, feel free to use regular arm, full arm if you want. We're gonna rise and lift our hips. Make sure that those hips are stacked and that the shoulder and the elbow are in a line. We're gonna take that arm off. And again, if you want support, you would put the foot here to give you a little bit more support. The goal is to keep the hips lifted. So if this is hard, you're better off being here so that you can develop that strength. But wherever you are, lift those hips. And we're gonna pulse them up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that plank for 8 more, just static. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go to the other side. So swing around. Again, pick your plank. I don't know why I'm on the forearm game today. I kind of wanted to do one with the hand, but I want to be symmetrical. So whatever you do, I'd pick the same thing on this side. We're going to rise into our plank. Again, make sure that you have your, what are they called? Your hips. Your hips are stacked versus like this or versus this. And that you're not like letting yourself sort of gradually fall. Key here is keeping the hips up, and that's what gives you the workout. So take your arm up. And we're going to pulse for 8. So I'm just like lifting the hip as if there's a little string from the ceiling that someone is pulling. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're just gonna hold the plank for 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Awesome, awesome job. Let's take a second and just roll the shoulders, loosen that up. Roll them back. Let's roll the wrists because we did a lot of planking. Roll it the other way. And we'll do a quick stretch just while we're here. So taking my hand, grabbing the top of my hand and just pulling it down because that's opposite of all the planking, just to give it a little bit of stretch in the other direction. You can also do this if you like this better. You can also be on all fours and take one hand and use the your body. You should probably only use one hand so you can control it and don't overdo it so you don't hurt yourself. So either of those options is good, but let's just do a little wrist stretch. Reverse-a-roo, other one. Great work. As you know, I invent words in this class, so reverse-a-roo is today's word, apparently. Awesome. We are going to come onto our stomachs now. So find your way there. Get comfy. And while we're here, we want to think about our pelvis, pressing down into the mat. That activates your glutes. Also protects your lower back from like arching crazily. And it activates the glutes and the legs in a way. So those legs are active and straight, pointed. And then we will have our forehead on the mat. This is off time. Forehead's on the mat. And we're gonna lift up. We're gonna think about lifting up though in like a long way. So like we're pulling something out and up, not like a scrunch up. Because we have our vertebrae in our back, plenty of space and wiggle room. We don't wanna constrict them. So we're thinking up, mermaid-esque, as I like to say. And lower it. Let's raise one more time. Take the hands back, see if that helps you pull up just a little bit longer. And hold. Great work, hold, 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 hold. And lower. If that's not working for you today and they're like, there's no way I can do that, you can use your hands as support. And just put some of the weight in the hands and some of the weight controlling with your core so that you can build up. So that's another option. If you're like, this is not happening, use the hands, use the arms, use your tools for support. Let's go one more time. Take it up. If you're using your hands, you can keep the hands there. If you're not, we're gonna take your hands back again. Think about that lengthening one more time. Take the hands front and lower. Place the hands as your pillow, and now we're going to lift the legs. So again, pressing into the mat in the pelvic area while thinking long, and we extend out and up. Not just like up, like out and up. So like a reverse mermaid. So here we go. We're lifting while pressing that pelvis in. So our glutes are activated, our quads and hamstrings are activated. We're lifting and we're lowering. Great work. Let's do 4 more. And our last one, we're gonna hold it. Take the heels together and out, together and out. Last 4 of these. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna do the Superman. So options here, either you lift everything or you take turns and we do half of one side and half of the other side and then alternate. So either way, you're lifting some of your arm and some of your leg. So either alternate or Superman. Here we go. So we're gonna hold our Superman static for a bit, and the alternators keep alternating. We will sort of motionlessly fly through the air in our minds. We're up. Hold, hold, hold. And if you are up, we're gonna swim. So take it into a nice swim. For 8, 7, 6, 5. If you're alternating, keep alternating. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Destination reach, drop it down. Take your hands to your shoulders underneath them. Press yourself back. into a shell / child's pose. Let your back round into flexion after it did a lot of extending. So we're just evening ourselves out. Come on up till you're all fours. Head in line with the body. We're gonna do a little bit of cat and cow, just to engage. Get some movement. If you want to round it into a circle, that's always on the table. Pun, sort of, kind of intended, but like kind of. Because I was thinking of all the flat back stuff I said earlier, hence table. And just feel that nice movement in the core now that it's nice and warm. Awesome. We're gonna come to a seated position. We're gonna take the legs out. We're just gonna do a little stretch to finish up. So take one arm up. Think long as you bend towards that foot. Take the torso up a hair, pivot, so twist so you're not facing that leg, and then grab that leg and stretch down. Come on up. Bend side the other way. Come up a hair, twist towards that leg, and then come down. And keep those feet flexed. Nice flexion in the feet. Come on up. And we're gonna just send ourselves into the middle. So we're gonna bend forward and then let ourselves drop. Optional to grab the heels if you want, or you can just hang out here. Come on up, bring those legs into a butterfly. Sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders up and back. Send yourself forward once. Come on up. And one last thing, take your legs out. Just sit up tall and remind yourself of good posture for the rest of your day. Try to check in when you're slouching and just give yourself that lift. Have a great rest of your Thursday and a good weekend, and hopefully see some of you guys next week. Today's Thursday, right? Yes.
Yes. Thanks, Julie.
Yeah,
Thanks,
take
Julie.
care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.